What it do, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm so excited to be here with you guys, and we are going to be talking about new makeup releases. So this is the first time that you've come to my channel. I tend to focus in on independently owned new makeup. So that's the really small brands that are single owned by one person, or maybe a couple or a couple of friends, something like that. But basically, this video is inspired by Samantha March's Will I Buy It series. I always have her series and the community playlist linked down below, as well as all the Instagram pages I follow to get all this makeup knowledge. And lastly, but certainly not least, I always have all of the items listed and linked down below. If there's an asterisk behind that link, that means it is an affiliated link. If you shop through it, I very much appreciate it. Otherwise, no big deal. I'm just happy you sat down to talk makeup with me. And this is really going to be talking makeup with me today because I've been on vacation or a trip, whatever you want to say, for this past weekend. And so a lot of this new makeup I either have not looked at and I just kind of pinned very quickly, or I will be talking and finding newly while we're sitting here with you guys, because I literally haven't been on my phone all that much. I've really been trying to decompress, or I've been reading, if we're being honest. So yeah, nothing crazy is going on with my face. I did film one video, and that is my review on this year's 2023 holiday cheek palette release. I do have the jellyfish packaging, but the inside is the snake palette. So that is the one that is geared toward deeper complexions. I just have one more day to film specifically for this video, so that should definitely be out by Wednesday. And yeah, I hope you guys are excited to hear my opinions. I am very excited to talk to you guys about them because my opinions have definitely changed as I continue to use this palette more. So I'm gonna scoot over and we're gonna talk about the new makeup releases. Alrighty guys, so there's a lot of makeup coming out. We already knew that we were getting into the holiday season. And in getting into the holiday season, of course, we know that there's going to be a lot of different collections, different products coming out. I re-put in last time the unfiltered pictures of this collection, but I personally hadn't seen them when I was talking about this. And this is the Odin's Eye and Angelica Nyquist collaboration for Halloween. And this is the Halloween Fantasy collection. And yeah, so there are two palettes. I briefly kind of talked about them, but overall, there's one palette that's more neutral toned, and the second palette is definitely more colorful. And then there are quite a few lip products. I want to say like 4 or 5 different lip products, with a couple being different formulas. I picked up the whole collection. At the time, I was trying to pick up the collection without the extra add-ons like the scarf and the little clip. Unfortunately, that bundle was not working, and I was just at a very time constraint period of time that I couldn't keep looking back. It just said sold out, so I just went and picked up the other bundle. So I will definitely be doing a full video on this collection, and I'm really hopeful that you guys are excited. I'm very excited, and of course, as always, congratulations to Angelica Nyquist by getting this collaboration. Revolution is doing some more sets. This one is specifically around Shrek, and you have an advent calendar, but you also have an ogre set and a lip kit. I understand why Makeup Revolution does a lot of these sets, specifically around the holidays. They're trying to get the attention of those who like these particular IPs, and then in that way, they can get somebody who likes the IP and of course makeup, and maybe their family member or themselves are buying these types of products for themselves. This is not anything that I'm personally interested in. I just don't really do advent calendars, and yeah, I don't know. I'm just not interested, so I'm going to skip. There is some new products coming from Covergirl, and this is a collaboration with Kelsey Ballerini. I've never seen her, but I'm sure she is a great creator or influencer, whatever pertains to her in particular. I've never tried this formula of liquid shadow, but I do know that I do prefer a more cream or a bullet product over something that's more liquid when it comes to eyeshadow. I just don't tend to reach for those. So I'm going to skip, but of course, once again, congratulations to her for the collaboration. Blend Bunny Cosmetics, since I have been gone this weekend, have showcased their new palette. And this is the Sickly Sweet palette. And this is really interesting because I know so many people who have bought a lot of palettes from the brand or who have received them in PR have been very critical about the fact that the brand can't keep their layout for a long period of time. And now we're finally seeing them drift away from their layout, and I must admit I don't like the jumbled mess. To me, it's a bit jumbled. I can kind of see where she was going with, if you look at maybe quads or six pans, you can really get a look that way, but my brain does not like the disorganization there. I just don't see enough order personally to really be interested in this palette personally. I do really love Blend Bunny's cosmetics formula though. So if you are interested in the formula and you see this palette and this is a palette that you think you just cannot live without, I would say go ahead and pick this palette up, because I haven't had a palette from them yet that have not been really good quality. But like I said, for me, it's just not going to be something that I'm interested in. Laminatrix is sneak peeking that they have something new coming out. To my knowledge, we haven't seen what it is, so I'm very excited to see what they're coming out with next. This is definitely one of those brands that I tend to buy a lot of products from, specifically their eyeshadow palettes, so I would love, honestly, to scoop another one up. I've been really enjoying this brand since I first tried them. It seems as though Walmart has a collection between Wet n Wild and Scooby-Doo, and quite a few of the products actually glow in the dark. I think this is really, really cool. I love the vibes, the aesthetic. This is perfect for Halloween, and I'm sure the price range is perfect for anybody who is new to makeup or just doesn't want to spend a lot of money on makeup. I can really see the aesthetic and the vibes of the people who pick this up, and so yeah, I like it. I never go to Walmart though, so I doubt I'm going to be picking this up. Jo Malone is coming out with their Ginger Biscuit perfume, or cologne, because Jo Malone only does cologne. And this is spiced with ginger, nutmeg, and cinnamon, and it melts into a caramel, buttery, creamy, crumbly with roasted hazelnuts, and it's warmed with the tonka bean and vanilla. Apparently it only comes in one size, which this is the 100 milliliter for $168. I've never smelled this scent. It smells great, and you know, I'm not a pumpkin girly, although I have found a pumpkin beer that I love, but regardless, I'm just not a pumpkin girly, so I don't think I would like smelling like this, but I definitely would love to get my nose on this just to smell it and to see if it's something that I would enjoy. Farsali is showcasing that they have a novelty #1 luminous peptide serum coming out. This looks interesting, not something that I'm interested in. I've never tried the brand. I know they had been really popular at one point. They went away, unfortunately, and now they're back, and so many people are really happy about that. But since I've never tried the brand, this is still not something that's going to get me enticed enough to try. Chantecaille is coming out with their holiday collection. It's already available now. I've seen it at, I believe, Nordstrom and Macy's. They're coming out with a eye shimmer, a glow powder, an illuminating powder, a lip crystal, a brilliant gloss, and a mini buff and blur brush. I believe from Teresa is Dead, the only thing that she always says is a value from this collection would be like the illuminating powder. I think it looks cute. I thought about it, I'm not gonna lie, but I decided to pass, and I feel like you can too. We can definitely find some illuminating powders and stuff like that at a more affordable price tag. Unearthly has come out with their low lights in single pans. I don't feel like I've talked about this, so I just wanted to highlight that really, really quickly. I did do a review on their face palette with all of their low lights, and what I basically said was great quality, great formulas. I love the undertone of it, but it was a lot of product. So seeing this, I think this would be a better way for you to try this formula and bring this formula into your collection if you have even, you know, 2 highlighters. I think the concept of bringing a whole palette is just too much, but something like this, which is single, I think is great, and I definitely would recommend. Like I said, I thought the formula and the products were actually great quality. Colourpop has come out with a collection that, I kid you not, had me stop. it really had me stop. So this is the 1111 collection, and I guess this is for like the angel homage. So anyways, this is a beautiful collection in my opinion. First of all, the blushes I believe are powder blushes. Yes, they are. I love the neutral tones. I don't know if that darker tone is actually going to work on my skin tone, but I love the tone of that blush. I think that is a beautiful tone, and hopefully it just has a little bit of pink in there so that if somebody of my skin tone wanted to work with that blush, they are able to make it work for their skin tone. The eyeshadow palette actually looks pretty to me as well, and had I not like took a step back and told myself to wait until I learned more, I probably would have already picked this up. But I have now seen a YouTuber that actually got it in PR, and she basically said that the more true like bronzy gold tone in this palette is a glitter that has like a base to it. I don't like glitters, so I'm unfortunately gonna have to pass on this palette, but I think the palette looks beautiful. Then we have the lip products, and I believe that is their Luxe lipstick formula. It is really great quality in my opinion. I've had lipsticks in this formula previously, and I don't think I have any more just because I decluttered them, you know, for lack of use and old age. But the shades of these look really, really pretty. I don't know if those undertones are going to be perfect for somebody of my skin tone and my undertone and the way I like my colors to work on my skin tone, but the actual color range of them all being browns, perfect. And then the shadow sticks, I have tried now 2 of their shadow sticks. I don't believe I've reviewed them yet, but that's a really solid formula. If you're somebody who wants to get into shadow sticks, or you're into them but you just can't afford like a Laura Mercier or any of the more higher ticket shadow stick brands, highly recommend checking those out. I do prefer the matte over the shimmer, but that's more of a preference. I think they both are great quality. I just tend to reach for matte shadow sticks more readily than shimmer shadow sticks. Kyali has come out with quite a few new perfumes, and these are all oud. So they have a Oudgasm collection with 4 different perfumes in it. So one is the Oudgasm Vanilla Oud with pear, praline, saffron, bergamot or Bulgarian rose, cashmere wood, vanilla sugar, white musk, oak moss, and oud. Then we have the rose oud, which has pear, lemon, geranium, Bulgarian rose, peony, vanilla Madagascar, cashmere wood, and oud. Then we have the tobacco oud that has mandarin, clary sage, plum, white honey, and geranium, with middle notes of clove and saffron, and base of tobacco, patchouli, vanilla, benzoin, praline, and oud. And then last we have the Cafe Oud, which has top notes of bergamot, mandarin, cappuccino, middle notes of geranium, rose, damascene, and vanilla, Madagascar, white rose, white musk, patchouli, and oud. There's something intriguing about all of these notes. I really want to get my nose on these perfumes. I'm pretty sure they're already available now, and oh no, they are available on October 1st. So we still have some time to wait. I really want to get my nose. I can definitely see me picking up their travel sizes of all of these. That's what I typically do with the Kyali scents. And then at the December holiday sale period, I just buy all the products that I want from Kyali. That's when you can get their perfumes for the best sale, in my opinion. So I'm definitely planning to pick up samples of pretty much all of them because I'm intrigued by different notes out of them all. They also have an oud wood, which you can put in, which you can just, I guess, burn just for like incense and stuff. That's not something I like to do. I just prefer to put a candle on, but I do like that they give that option, especially for people who do like incense. I think this type of oud collection is the perfect way to begin that type of product for their brand. And who knows, maybe in the future they'll bring out these types of woody scents, or these types of that product for all of their previous scents that are just really loved. This is the first thing we're seeing with a collaboration with Wednesday, and I think it's brilliant. I'm honestly surprised it took so long. I have seen the series, and I actually really did enjoy it. I thought it was really cute. I thought some of the things were obvious, in my opinion, but I also, I'm not a teenage girl in high school, so there is that. So this is just a collaboration with Kitsy, and they do a lot of like hair accessories. They also do like pillow accessories. So if you're somebody who likes a satin pillowcase, you can get one from them. I have my satin pillowcase actually from the brand, and I really like it so far. Haven't had any issues with it. So I like this. Is it something that I need? I mean, my hair is pretty much Afro-fied, so I don't really need something like this. Maybe if I'm putting on a wig or something, but honestly, I don't wear my wigs enough to justify that. One thing I did forget to mention is that with the new palette from Glam Bunny, they also have lip oils. So they do have 2 different shades that they've showcased. I think they look really cute. I've still yet to try their lip oils, but I can see definitely trying them in the future. So we've talked about some things from the ABH collection this holiday, and we specifically talked about the highlighter that you see in this picture, but now they're showcasing 2 more updated, curated versions of previous palettes. So the sultry and the modern renaissance palette are now in a new shape in their ABH range. It looks like the Norvina range packaging, but it's still being classified as the ABH range. I think this is smart. I like it. I like the sultry 9-pan, if we're being honest. Am I going to pick it up? No. I think it's a tinge bit too cool toned for my preferences. I am interested in picking up a more neutrally toned palette, and I think I've already talked about it. The Natasha Denona, the latest one that they just came out with that like leaked and then it didn't leak. That's the one that I want to go ahead and pick up, but I'm waiting. And just briefly, I'm going to mention now, I have seen photos of her new one that apparently is coming out very, very soon for holiday, but they haven't been like officially posted, so I'm a chill. I honestly don't know where to pull them. I think they're available on Reddit. If you're on Reddit, I would try there, but I'm not on Reddit, so there is that. Rhode is coming out with more colors in their lip treatments, and honestly, I think they're gonna get me now. There is a more brown tone. There's actually 2 that look to be more brown tone. One that looks to be more of a cooler brown, and the other one looks to be more like a caramel. That caramel is looking right up my alley, if we're being honest. So I could definitely see me picking one of these up. I'm hearing so many good things from the brand, their skincare and stuff. I've run out of quite a bit of skincare again. I feel like I'm just like eating the skincare very, very quickly. So I could definitely see me picking that up. And, of course, trying a new brand. I love trying new brands. And I feel like my skin is really at a place where I can afford to mix and match my skincare a little bit more irregularly than others. Wednesday is also collaborating with Hard Candy Cosmetics. There are a lot of eyeshadow quints. So these are all a bunch of 5 pans, and there are a couple that are actually 6 pans. She has some eyeliners, which makes perfect sense. A whole lot of things. I really like the packaging. I like the thought that was put into this. I personally do. Am I going to be picking it up? I've never tried hard candy, and I just don't think this is going to be the one thing to really push me over the edge. Vanessa Cosmetica has come out with yet a new palette, and this one is their Warlock collection. So of course they have the palette. You can get the matte singles, and either the duochrome and multichromes in singles as well. And they typically also come out with a perfume or scent. I don't know if they have that here, but I'm definitely interested in this brand. I've been interested in this brand for quite some time. It's just never worked out completely, and even when I've really wanted the product, it's felt like it's been a little bit more redundant for my personal collection, or it's just been something that I've wanted a different palette more than what I've wanted. And I was trying to justify potentially picking up this month, but this month I actually went over my budget in a way because I picked up the 2 palettes in the Odin's Eye collection, so definitely not going to be picking that up. Vanessa Hicks has showcased that she is coming out with a kit for the holidays, and it is a pink bomb blush. I think this makes perfect sense. A lot of people love her formula, including me, and this is a shade that she did not already have in her collection. So I think it works nice. Not a color that I'm going to be picking up. I'm very happy with the more pinky tones that I picked up more so recently, and I want to just continue to get use out of those. I think I'm finally kind of calmed down when it comes to my cream blush craze, and I'm starting to kind of be a little bit more interested in diversifying my foundation bases, and you guys will definitely be hearing more about the new foundation bases, the new concealers, all of these things. I just need a little bit of time after getting back from my vacation to really test out these products some more, and then there will be a huge roundup coming soon. I had to take quite a long break, so I apologize if there's a lot of differences. That is what happened. So Sugar Drizzle Polish has come out with a new palette, and this is their Sea Siren palette. So there are very few mattes in this palette, only 3. And if you know me, I am a mattes girly. I love me some mattes, and I'll take a shimmer or 2, or even a nice balance between the 2. But because this is leaning more towards the shimmers, I am unfortunately going to go ahead and pass. Shroud Cosmetics has showcased that they are not only restocking these 3 palettes, but they're also coming out with a little something extra. I feel like when they say a little, it's not going to be a full new palette, potentially with Baddie Bean again. But I would still be very, very interested to see what they come out with. And if you're interested, I do have a video with both the Baddie Bean collaborations. So just check out my channel in the event that you are curious to see what I thought about them and how they work on my skin tone. Shu Uemura is doing a collaboration with JoJo Bizarre's Adventure. I've never heard of that show, but I do know that Shu Uemura is very popular in more Asian markets, so it's probably a TV show that is geared to or watched more in those markets. I do love the colors of the lip products, but you know, I've never tried the brand. I don't even know where I would be able to pick it up, so I'm probably going to go ahead and pass. Unearthly has now showcased their full collab collection for the Devour collection, and this is one of, I believe, the 2 collections that they're actually coming out with this holiday season. They've already showed them on the owner's YouTube page, but they haven't showcased the PR and like the promotional photos on Instagram. So I actually really like what this picture is giving. I love the eyeshadow palette and the highlighter duo. I remember previously I thought I wasn't going to pick this up because it was going to be a mystery bundle and I don't want to have to pick up everything, but the concept that this is actually a collection and not a bundle, I actually might pick some things up. We'll see. The pre-sale is live now. I'm not positive when it will kind of go out of pre-sale and go into regular sale, but definitely check out down below. I'm sure I will have more information down there for you guys to know in the event that you are very interested in this collection. MAC is showing quite a bit of new things. I do tend to kind of pick up some MAC collection stuff. So they have a new 6-pan that looks to be right up my alley. They're nice brown neutral tones. They of course have their sets for the lipstick products. For me, that's way too many lip products, so I'm just not going to even consider it. They do have more of the single pot eyeshadows, and I do love the single pot eyeshadows I picked up years ago. Highly recommend those in the event that you are interested. And yeah, overall, I'm just intrigued. These won't be available in their website until October, so I'm definitely just going to keep an eye out to see if in the future it's something that I really want to pick up. Lawless is expanding a collection specifically for Little Lady Daisy collection. I looked at the swatches on the darker skin models' lips, and just none of them looked like they were perfect for me in particular. If you're somebody who likes a more pinky nude, they might be for you, but to me they're just a little bit too light and a little bit too milky for my preferences. Arizona is doing a lip balm with collaboration with Vacation. I really love how Vacation is like expanding their collection and their product ranges in such unique ways. I really think it's unique. Not something that I need to pick up though. Something a lot of people are always talking about, so I am intrigued to potentially pick this up, is this Summer Fridays lip balm set. So this set is going to be having a nude scent or flavor, which is in iced coffee. I do drink iced coffee now, so I could see me potentially picking this up. Very, very intrigued. The other colors and scents in this collection are vanilla and cherry. So I may pick this up depending on the price and overall, you know, if I can get it on a nice sale. Glamlight has now showcased the whole Ghost Face collection, and, you know, not for me. It's a lot of very cool tone eyeshadows, and then it's all red lip products, things that I'm just not going to get any use out of. As for the mirror, I don't really like Ghost Face. That's something that is like a bit too scary for me, so I'm just not going to even touch it. So easy pass, unfortunately for me. Fenty is coming out with a lot of vaults and sets for her lip products, both the like cream formulation and the more glossy formulation. Do know that pretty much all of her sets pretty much go on discount, and they're around for a very long time. So if there's a set that you really want but you just can't afford the price, let it sit. I promise you it will go on sale. There are also some other ones that are available now with like her mascaras and her priming and mattifying products. Pretty much, honestly, as bad as it is, if it's a Fenty product and it's there for holiday, you're interested, just wait. I promise you it will go on sale. Patrick Ta's holiday release has been spotted in stores, and basically it is a face and eye palette, a plumping lip gloss. I think this is really cute for the aesthetic, very pinky in mind with all of the Barbie aesthetic and vibes. Not something I need. I've not tried the plumping lip gloss, and I do want to try it, just not that shade. Benefit is coming out with new shades of their duos that they have released previously. So these all look to be featuring permanent blushes. I'm not very familiar with their highlighters, but I don't think any of these are permanent. That said, none of these are even showcased on a deeper model, so I don't think they want this to be kind of pertaining to my skin tone. I do know previously they did release a duo that I think would work for my skin tone. I just never picked it up. So let me know definitely if you picked it up, you loved it. I have tried one of these boxed blushes and didn't really love it. It might not have been the perfect shade for me, but it was the shade that I was gravitating towards because of my, you know, my preferences. So there is that. And I think we're almost done. Just one more collection to talk about, and this is from Urban Decay. They've already showcased their holiday collection palettes, and they look to have two different palettes with their moon dust shadows. I'm very interested in this. I know I don't get a lot of use out of full-on shimmer shadow palettes, but the concept of the moon dust and how they apply on the skin is something that I like to do on these days like today, where I just want to get some makeup on, just put a full face. Am I going to pick it up necessarily? I don't know. I do know that Urban Decay does go on sale very, very often, so I'm sure I could get these discounted later on, and that's probably when I will pull the trigger. So many things I talked about in today's new makeup releases, and overall I think I'm pretty good on not picking anything up. There are definitely some things here and there that I'm interested in picking up, and I may in the future, but I don't feel a huge pull or gravitation to picking anything up right now, and I'm very happy about that. I have so much makeup and I'm enjoying using them. I will definitely be updating you guys on my project pan very soon, and just continuing, like I said, to use what I love, getting some more opinions on the products that I picked up recently so I can give those information to you guys in the event that you want to pick up a particular item during the holiday season. And yeah, definitely save your money, start building that money for those holiday sales because they are coming in fast and I'm sure they're going to come in hot. But with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.